Good morning, everyone. When you get here, do me a favor. My name is Adam Brooks, and all I ask is that when you get here, put a one in the comments if you're watching me live, or put a two if you're watching the recorded version. And tell me what city you're watching from. I'd really appreciate that. So, this is Coffee and Combo. We do this we try to do it every morning. I missed yesterday morning, and sometimes I skip, or sometimes I do it later. But for the most part, it's it's pretty much on clockwork. I'm going to do it every day. So, if you will, when you get here, just come on in and drop me something in the comment section. I'd really appreciate it. This is an engagement thing. This is me going over some recaps. You may find it totally boring or a waste of time. You may not like it, but I'm asking you to join me and check it out at least, and get involved in the conversation if you'd like to. I put out a post about, if anybody wanted to join me. Well, I had people send me some things. People sometimes are just they're not comfortable coming up on screen. So they asked me to share some stuff. So I'll be going over some of those things. Is the music too loud? Can you guys hear me okay? If you will, just let me know in the comment section. But Facebook is probably going to block me for that. I didn't realize how loud that music was. So, but no, I can see you watching, so I appreciate it when you get here. Just go ahead and drop me a one in the comments if you're watching live, or a two, and let me know what city you're watching from. I'd really appreciate it. And this is very nonchalant. I'm not time restricted. It's just me drinking my coffee, doing what I do usually in the mornings at this time, going over some news stories and doing some things like that. So I welcome you. I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but so I just wanted to get to one of the things. There is an upcoming event that's happening that somebody asked me to share. So I did want to share that with you guys. I believe it's by One City Church. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just play the video for you. They sent it to me. Let me see. Let me go to it here. Let's go. It's right here. And let's just play it and I'll listen in. Okay. Looks like a good time. Sounds like fun. Now, I don't know if that was just on my end, but it looked like that was freezing up a little bit. I don't know. I'll share that video though, or you can go find it. I'll share the link for it. It was sent to me by Robin, so she asked me to share that, so I did. But that looks like a good time. If you have an event coming up and you would like for me to share it, either here on Bush Report Live, please just shoot it to me. Let me know, and I'll be happy to do that. Or if you want to come on the show and talk about it, we can do that too. I know I put out a post earlier. Small businesses are struggling. So if you would like to come on my show and talk about your service, the products you sell, whatever your industry is, I don't care if it's customer service based. I don't care if it's a restaurant. I don't care if it's like one you just bought into, like, those home type businesses. I don't care what it is. If you want to get the word out about it, and if you want to come on my show, feel free to do so. You're more than welcome. I encourage you. I'd be happy to have you here just to ask you some questions and let folks that follow me know about it. I'm okay with that. So if you want to do that, just go ahead and let me know. So let's get into some news. Guys, it was a real scorcher yesterday. I'll tell you, 80 degrees now feels like 110 degrees after the cold weather we've been having. So that's my opinion. I don't know what you think about it, but for me, it's like, it was just, oh, Trump's at the this breakfast dinner right now, and the National Prayer Breakfast. That's what it is, and he's going to make news every time he speaks. That's just who he is. I mean, the news that has been coming out from this guy, from his executive orders to the things that he's proposing that's never been proposed before. Just take a look at the Gaza Strip proposal that he just shouted out. This is making people's heads spin. And I'll tell you why. Because it's so unthinkable. It is so unthinkable that we don't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And this guy is like, hey, let's go in and just demolish and do something completely different. What? You can't do that. That's not what we've always done. I mean, the complacency in our society from an economic standpoint, from a world stage standpoint, is just crazy. I mean, it's just, it blows people's mind. Like, they're flipping the weird right now so bad. They just can't handle it. And I think for me, it's not about agreeing or not agreeing. I could care less. I don't usually put out what I agree or don't agree with. For me, I just enjoy watching the frenzy. I enjoy watching the uniqueness of it. I enjoy watching the fresh breath of air, if you will, with new ideas and new concepts and something different. We're still a young country. People act like, well, it's been this way forever. No, it's not in the big scheme of things. Okay? So we still should be able to kind of roll with some things and like massage some things and polish some things and try new things. And I think that's what I enjoy. I like new ideas. I like to be an innovator, so I like people that come with new ideas, new creativity. And he definitely does that. That's for sure. There's no telling what he's talking about right now. I mean, it's on the screen here, and I'm sure we'll see the pull quotes from it later. But if you're joining me, put a 1 in the comments, put a 2 if you're watching the replay. And no, let's see what else is happening on a local level, if you will. I just ran by KFDM. I always check KFDM. I check all the local. Did you guys see this? Wow. Shirley Sawyer, caregiver charged with murder. Baby suffered massive brain bleed, multiple skull fractures. I have no sympathy for these type of people at all. Like, none. Now, this was in Calcasieu Parish, and hold on a second. Let me see if I do this. What does it do? Yeah. This was in Calcasieu Parish. A caregiver jailed on a $2.5 million bond, charged with murder and the death of a 3-month-old boy who suffered a massive brain bleed and multiple skull fractures. That's terrible. The investigation began on Wednesday. I'll leave that out for you. The investigation began on Wednesday, January 22nd at about 8 p.m. when Calcasieu Parish deputies went to a hospital where a 3-month-old boy was unresponsive. During the initial investigation, detectives arrived on scene and made contact with hospital staff. Detectives learned the baby sustained a massive brain bleed and multiple skull fractures, which are believed to be consistent with trauma. The baby was airlifted to an out-of-town hospital where he later died from his injuries. My goodness. Prayers for that baby boy. I hope he makes a full recovery. God bless him in his life. Keep him safe. Something like this never happens to him again. Jesus. That is just terrible. These kind of people, and I know we're not supposed to say things like that, but I have nothing for them at all. Don't hurt a child. That is kind of like my pet peeve. Do not hurt a child. I'm not okay with that at all. Not one bit. Let's see. Let's find out some other news. Let's go to some other news. Let's see what happened on the Bush Report live yesterday. You want to? Let me see. I'll go here. Okay, so I'll just start here. All right, so the Texas Senate, yeah, that's a big one. Texas Senate passes unpopular SB 2, Senate Bill 2, Education Savings, aka you guys know it as school vouchers, allowing parents to use tax dollars for private schools. You talk about a topic of conversation. The polarization surrounding this topic is crazy because there is no clear line down the middle. Okay? Despite what you're seeing from the Texas state representatives and the Senate, you know, all the people that were funded by Abbott and his group and his guys, his lobbyists and all that stuff, they are all for this and they're going to vote that way. But that doesn't mean their constituents are for it. I literally, the majority of the folks and people that I know are not for this. I mean, like, they have questions. They feel like it's going to make our already troubled, failing public education system spiral so fast. I know here on a local level that is the case. That's Republicans and Democrats alike. You know, they have questions. They don't know what's going on. So, my goodness, it'll be interesting to see. You know, it passed last night after the third. I believe it was the third reading. There were some adjustments made, and it finally passed. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot of people that are for that. Meteorologist Chad Sanwall says this is in effect for. I think it's pretty much done now. This was earlier this morning. I posted this at like 5 this morning. It says 2 hours, but it was like 5 this morning when I posted this. But there was a dense fog advisory. But yeah. But he's saying the 80s should, we should be back in the 80s today. And I'll tell you, that felt rough yesterday. I mean, it was hot. I thought it was pretty rough. Oh, this was a big one. You see these monsters? That's what I'm going to call them, is monsters. Suspect arrested for continuous sexual abuse of a child. Wife arrested for failing to report abuse. Hey, if you know something like that and you're not reporting it, you're just as guilty. It's the same as committing the act. That's how I feel about these situations. San Leon, Texas, which is Galveston County, the sheriff's office has announced the arrest of a man and his wife in connection with a disturbing case of child abuse. Disturbing, you say that again. The husband has been arrested on charges of continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, while his wife faces charges of failing to report the abuse as required by law. The Galveston County Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit conducted a thorough investigation that involved interviews with the victim and suspect and a review of evidence with the Galveston County Multidisciplinary Team. Now, further investigation revealed that the wife, now this is the sickening part, okay? Further investigation revealed that the wife, who was aware of the abuse, failed to report it to proper authorities, which led to charges against her. Now, that's an interesting way to put that. So did she report it, but just not to the right place? I don't know. That's odd. That's odd wording there. But anyways, the Galveston County Organized Crime Task Force and the Sheriff Office Crime Reduction Unit located and apprehended both suspects and transported them to the Galveston County Jail. Brad Dallas, 65, has a $150,000 bond and Laura Dallas, 61, has a $5,000 bond. That seems low to me. I'm no bail bond expert. Joshua Stewart of Stewart Bail Bonds, he would know, but to me, that just seems low. Does it to you guys? I don't know. Monsters. That's what I think. What do you guys think about that? And I want to say something about this situation or similar situations. I know that there are situations that are happening in Hardin County and people are like, why aren't you? There's a reason. Okay. I mean, think about it. if the media in a whole, not just me, but the media as a whole, if they're not airing that story right then, just because you can go to the app and screenshot, there's a reason. And it's usually a pretty important reason. Okay. It's not because we're just not doing it. We don't want to impede on any investigation. Maybe there's witnesses involved that want to come forward, but they don't like the media attention. And so, we don't want to do anything to make sure that those people that are guilty of certain things, it's very hard to explain. But that's kind of the deal. It's like people that just, they take a picture of something or screenshot something and they post it to these groups and then they want to start asking why we're not running it. It's not that we don't know about it. Okay. We're usually the first to know. We get press releases. We stay on top of things. It's not, there's a reason. One, facts have to be verified, or two, it would hurt the investigation of getting the people responsible for the crime that they committed. It could jeopardize that. So there's lots of reasons why, if you think we should be covering a story but we're not, it's a very simple reason. And so just keep that in mind, especially regarding this type of situation, because I know there's a situation that people are posting about in Hardin County, screenshots of people booked in the Hardin County jail, and they're asking me, well, there's a reason. Okay. And I would ask you to take it down. If you really want those people, if you want justice for those victims, you need to take it down. So there's always more to the story. Just because you can go on the app and screenshot, or if you see something, and that's the deal. I think that's the difference. I think that would be my thing about these Facebook groups too, is like, yeah, you could take a picture and just throw something up, but you don't know the details, right? You don't have the proper information. You're just kind of like, you don't know if, sometimes people will post like fatal accidents and they don't know it's a fatal accident, and they're posting in a group, and their next of kin could be seeing it, and that's how they find out. I've learned the hard way, because early on, when I first started doing this, I used to just, I thought it was under genuine pretenses, right? Like, I just thought I was helping the community learn about, there's a accident here, major accident here. You want to divert, motorists need to divert and go this way, or go take an alternate route, or this is the holdup. This is why you're stopped. This is why you're stopped. And too much to mention, David, but thank you for joining me. What do you have going on? When are you going to join me on here? You want me to send you a link so you can join me, talk about what specials your guys have with the Platinum Dining Club? Come join me. We're just chatting, but at least you made it live today. You're getting better. You're getting better for that. But no, I was just recapping some news stories, some weather. So if you want to join me, let me know right now, and I will just send you a link and you can join me on here. Tell me what's going on. So anyways, I don't know that I'm going to cover anymore. In fact, I'll tell you what, David, what's on the menu? This is your segment right here. This is all you. This is all about you. Why don't you tell me what are some options for on the menu with the Platinum Dining Club membership? Give me 3 things that people could do for what's on the menu. I'll tell you what my plans are for the menu. My son has a basketball game, his last basketball game, so we're going to that. So it'll probably be an eat out kind of day. We do that a lot. Last night we went to, you're welcome, but I'm serious about this. You start getting your stuff together, and you're going to join me on here and do the what's on the menu segment. And it's going to benefit your Platinum Dining Club members and the people that participate in it, the restaurants, because you can pick one of them each day and pick a meal that you like from that restaurant, and you can tell us about it. Okay. So start start putting that together. We'll start that tomorrow. Anyways, so, but no, last night we went to Texas Roadhouse. That's only the second time that I've been to the one in Beaumont. And I have to tell you, highly impressed. Service was 10 out of 10. I ordered the ribeye and ribs. You know, there's a combo there. Ordered the ribeye and ribs. I think it's a 12-ounce ribeye. They asked me how I liked it cooked. I told them. And they brought it to me, and they said, does it look okay? And I said, yeah. I just said yes. Yeah, it looks good. But when I cut into it, it wasn't quite the way I like it. Okay. It wasn't quite what I asked for. And so the manager had walked by. He had came up to our table earlier and introduced himself. Michael, and said, if you need anything, let me know. Okay. Well, he just so happened to be walking by, and I said, Michael, I said, man, this is not quite the way I ordered it. He said, well, grab that plate. He said, I'll fix it. What do you want? And I told him. So I put it on the plate. I had my ribs and my other loaded sweet potatoes, what I got. And he came back in minutes and brought me this. And it was one of the best steaks I'd ever had out. I'm serious. Martin over at the tree, don't take offense to this, but this steak was so good. Flavorful, perfectly cooked. Really enjoyed my time there. They get out and they do this little dance in the hallway, like in the aisleway there. It was a really good time. I mean, we really enjoyed it. So, yeah, and I'm serious. So we're starting that tomorrow. So get ready. You're welcome. But anyways, all right, guys, this about wraps it up for me. I'll tell you, I don't have anything for – we already did upcoming events. I don't have anything for a last thing. Invite your friends to follow and subscribe. Follow. You just go to the page, click the dots, invite friends, select all, send out those invites. I really appreciate it. This has been Coffee and Convo with me. I went really long today because, listen, the reason why I'm doing this on my personal page and not the Brooks Report Live is because I'm trying to polish it. I'm not saying you are test dummies or anything like that. I'm just saying this is helping me hone in on what I'm going to be doing on the Brooks Report Live. And so I appreciate you guys' patience with it. And I know it's kind of scatterbrained right now, but we're getting it narrowed down, okay? We're getting it locked in. And so thank you guys for being a part of it. Thank you guys for joining me every morning like you do. Thank you to my sponsors, Avonlea Jewelers, who always hook me up with good stuff. In fact, I was in there yesterday. Going to be going back today. They're preparing a big Valentine's Day sale for men and women. They've got just as much men's stuff as they do women's stuff, and it's high quality stuff. This is not the middle of the mall stuff, okay? This is not flea market stuff. This is high end. This is all King Baby that I'm wearing, okay? All of this is King Baby. So if you don't know King Baby or Night Rider or any of those type of names, look it up because I'm sure your man does. And if you don't know what to get him for Valentine's Day, all you have to do is walk in there. Because even if he's not into necklaces, bracelets, rings, those type of things, they have knives and they engrave them. They can engrave them with an inscription, a name, to and from. Go check them out. I'm telling you, it's a one-stop shop for Valentine's Day, men or women. If you're looking, now's the time, and they've got a great sale going. We'll be telling you more about that coming up. So go check it out. Thank you guys for joining me. Adam Brooks here. Don't forget to invite your friends and follow. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Coffee and Convo. Have a wonderful Thursday. Tomorrow's TGIF. We have a special edition coming up. See you